The bear market in silver is officially over. We got a signal in the past days in silver that confirms the end of the bear market. It confirms the start of the new silver rally phase, but nobody's talking about it yet. I don't know why. In today's video, we're going to talk about silver, the signals in the charts, and why now every correction is a buying opportunity. We're going to talk about 4 silver stocks, a senior producer, a junior producer, an explorer, and a turnaround story. And we're going to talk about what I see in the charts. Some of them are real fan favorites, and some of them look really good and really juicy. This is important now. Let's not miss the boat on the turnaround in silver. Let's get in early. Here we go. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. Hi, welcome to Hot Trades of the Day. My name is Daniel Wahami, and silver is officially starting its new bull market. It's not going to go to the moon right away. That's not what I'm talking about, but the bear market is over. The consolidation is over. The month of suffering for the silver investors, hallelujah, it's coming to an end. Now, the reason why nobody's talking about this yet is that for the past weeks, gold actually looked better than silver and was the better play. It had the better technical signals. This is changing now. Silver is now actually taking the lead in terms of the signals. And we're going to talk about the monster bull signal in a second. And that means we have to shift our mindset. Now, any correction in silver and the silver miners is a buying opportunity that we have to take advantage of. Let's get into silver. Here is the silver spot, and you can see the biggest, most important signal of them all. The downtrend that has been in place since January 29th, 2026 has officially been broken. You see it here very clearly. We broke it on Friday, and we confirmed the breakout yesterday. This is as big a signal for the end of the bear market as you can get. Nobody's talking about it yet. I don't know why, but that's why you watch Hot Trades of the Day, to be ahead of the market. Also important, at the same day we broke the downtrend, we also jumped back above the 50-day, the purple line that you see here. So that is a positive as well. Confirmed that break. Very nice. Last time we're above the 50-day was for a very brief period in March. So you can see things are changing, right? When we got the nasty sell-off in the early summer, and then the whole consolidation in June, July, it was all below the 50. Now we're above the 50. Yes, we're still below the 200, the golden line right here. And that will be the line, jumping above that, that will be the line when Main Street starts to recognize, ooh, wait, this silver thing. Ooh, wait, I made a lot of money, or unfortunately, like a lot of them, I lost a lot of money with those silver mining stocks, but ooh, now they're coming back. Maybe I should get on board with this. We here at Hot Trades of the Day, we like to see the signals early. We like to be ahead of the market. And we got 2 of the most important early signals that we can get. Now, if you watch the channel for a while, then you've been in on some silver stocks even earlier, but it's still early. That is important to understand. We got the 50, we jumped above the 50-day, and we broke the long-term downtrend. I'm not talking about the medium-term downtrend channel that we broke, that was the first time I told you, hey, something is changing in silver. That's already history. We're already way past that. Now we broke the long-term downtrend. It does not get much better than this. If you don't see the bearish to bullish reversal happening in silver, then you just don't want to see it. And you want to believe that we're going down to 50 so you can have this super plan play out that you can buy all the mining stocks for super cheap. But here's the thing with plans and the markets. They always never work out 100% as you want them to. And you have to adjust to the reality of the markets. Like we always say at Hot Trades of the Day, you got to trade the markets that are ahead of you and not the markets that you wish we had. And the truth of the matter is, the only way how silver will break down now is if something really extreme is happening. An extreme oil price shock. A massive rise in the dollar, which then would put pressure on gold, which would put pressure on silver, or something crazy happening in the bond market. So we're talking about extreme situations. Now, what's going to happen with silver, in my opinion? As I said in yesterday's video about gold, I hope you saw, we're going to have a short-term correction in gold. I believe these are buying opportunities now. And here's the important thing, and the great thing about the situation that we're in now. Because we are buying the mining stocks early, very early in this new rally phase of silver, the next leg up, we can get the quality silver companies at really good prices. Now, are we getting them at the great prices they were 2 weeks ago? No. But you don't only need to relate the current price to what you could have done 2 weeks ago. Because A, that's in the past, can change it. And B, we also have to look at what the prices are right now to the potential that we have, what we can gain from a position if we buy it on a dip at, like about the current price, maybe a little lower, but not significantly lower. And if I look at that, if I look at my silver outlook, I say these are still really, really good prices. Plus, on top, we now get the high probability that the bear market in silver is over. So that is the benefit that we gain compared to not having the super low entry prices. Here's the problem and the big mistake that a lot of investors make is they don't get in early when a new rally phase starts. And by the time they finally capitulate and shift their mindset and say, I need to get in, the good companies, their stock prices have already run up because those are the ones that get bought up first. So these investors are stuck with buying the mediocre companies if things are okay, or unfortunately, in most cases, they're buying the shitty companies. And that's how you lose a lot of money in the market. Let me explain it like this. This explanation might be a little odd, but we're all familiar with it, and it probably brings the point across quite well. Remember when you were going out to the bars in college, when you were young, or to the clubs, and you look around early and you say, oh, there are some attractive ladies here and some pretty girls, and I want to talk to her, and I want to talk to her. And then 1 o'clock rolls around, and you look around and you say, oh, wait, the party night is now really advanced, but all the girls that are left to talk to, none of the pretty girls are still there. They all met someone. All I'm left with are the, well, visibly challenged ladies, right? Or if you're the ladies, you look around at 1 o'clock in the club and you say, wait a minute, all the hot boys, they're all taken. All that's left are the overweight drunk guys. I don't want to really talk to those, but those are the ones that are available. And trust me, I know what I'm talking about because I may or may not have been the overweight drunk guy when I was young. So that is the point. By getting into the market early, we can buy the quality companies. We can buy the best companies at good prices. Yes, we're not going to be able to buy the best companies at the best price. But what is the next greatest thing? If that's not possible, it is buying the best companies at a good price. Or, and this is also possible, buying good companies at the best price right now. That's what we want. We don't want to buy the bad companies just because they're still cheap, just because their share price is lagging. Well, there's a reason why it's lagging. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about, by the way, in Saturday's newsletter video, which I've talked about yesterday. Going to be really, really important when it comes to investment strategy. The link for the VIP newsletter is in the comments. It's free for you to sign up. I highly encourage you to do this. You know, I'm not someone that pumps up content usually very much. This one is a big one for you when it comes to investment strategy and behavioral finance. So, where do I think we're going to go in a correction with silver? Well, it won't go down much, in my opinion. Really, this is the interesting part about silver, is that it is protected quite well. And it's protected, as you can see, by the 50-day moving average, which runs around 62, like 61.90. The downtrend, which is likely that we would retest it. This happens a lot with very important technical marks that happen. And by the way, we're going to talk about this in a second with one of the silver stocks. Stay tuned for that one. You're going to see this chart. You're like, ooh, this is the mother of our retest. So, what is a retest? It means you break an important line or zone, and then you come back, the price comes back and retests and confirms that the breakout is real, and then we go up. It looks something like this. Let me draw this in here for you. So this is the downtrend, right? We break above it, and then we retest it, we doink off it, and then it's party time. Looks something like this. So we got the retest zone that probably runs around 60. We got this short-term uptrend that I pointed out quite early to you, I think like a week ago or so, or end of July, beginning of August, that has been in place since mid-July. That gives us some support as well around 60. And we got the uptrend that we regained now, which is the least important factor, but it's there, and we take everything we can get on the plus side after this bear market, which started on April 7th, 8th, I don't remember the exact date, in 2025. So this one has been in place for over a year. And that means we got 4 different factors for silver on the protection side, 50-day being the most important. The uptrend runs around 60 to 60-ish, 60 to 80. So somewhere between 60 to 60, where we also have this kind of horizontal support zone. I didn't even draw it in, but I can draw it in real quick for you so you get an idea. See this zone right here? So, oops, sorry. Here we go. This is what I meant. So that would be around 63. I don't think it's that strong. It's not that important. The 62, the 50-day, and if we undercut even lower, we get the retest. We may go down all the way to 60, but don't try to be too much like the Swiss and pinch for every penny, or Swiss franc in that case. More important is to use this correction overall. I want to see how the silver price behaves when we retest the 50-day. If it turns around here, that is the next big green signal that we get. And with this, let's finally jump into the mining stocks. So These are not buy recommendations. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just pointing out some stocks that I see in the markets and what I see with them. We want to start with a senior producer, and that's first Majestic. Man, I love this setup. This stock looks great. And as you can see, it looks even better than the silver price itself, because you see how close we are to breaking the 200-day moving average already. Long-term downtrend, broken already. Perfect. Above the 50-day, broke that already. Perfect. Uptrend, yes. What I really like about this also is that we are nicely protected on the downside with first Majestic, because you got the 50-day, you got the retest, and you got this blue support zone. And I promise you, the mother of all retests, here it is. So there you see, this is the support zone. We broke out. This was the end of this long-term base. Remember, if you followed this channel last year, you know we were trading this base like crazy. And we were making a ton of money. Well, I hope you were making a ton of money with it. I was doing not too shabby. And then we get the big breakout. And look what happened. What I just told you in silver. We retraced the whole breakout and retested the breakout area. That is the retest. Some also call it coming back to the scene of the crime. Probably have seen too many Netflix crime movies, but it's kind of a cute expression. Same thing, right? You retest the breakout, and as you can see, it was successful. So now back in the uptrend. So first Majestic, prime example of the bear market is over. We got a bearish to bullish reversal going here. Now, again, this is one of the most popular senior producers. It's one of the best senior producers. Now, they have, I don't want to call it a growth issue, but they should really add 1 or 2 projects that guarantee growth in the future. Should do, if possible, a couple of takeovers, or depending how big it is, maybe 1 is enough, to make sure that they have the growth in the future. But everything else for First Majestic is outstanding. High leverage to the silver price among all the big senior producers. And yeah, we got gap fill galore. So retest of the uptrend possible. All right, that gets us to about 1780, or retest of the 50-day, 1730. That's a good zone if you're interested in First Majestic. The only reason I see how we're going to go all the way down is we get a bigger correction in gold and silver on this senior producer. Next stock, the one that you're very familiar with if you follow this channel, Aya Gold and Silver. You're probably crying in the fetal position right now, as have I, because I'm not invested. You know, I wanted to buy it and I was hoping for weakness and I didn't get it. And I told you in the past weeks, Aya Gold and Silver, buy it up. And man, it is ripping after it broke this resistance zone. Fantastic. Great company. Earnings coming soon. Should be good earnings. Going to be an excellent conference call. We can pretty much know this. If you ever met the management, they know exactly how to communicate with investors. I'm not buying it here. If this party has to go without me, it's gonna suck, because this stock has big time upside potential, and in my opinion has been the potential to be one of the biggest winners in this silver super cycle among the junior producers. But I'm not buying a stock after this run up. It would have to come down for me. But you might not. You may be more of a momentum player, and boy, there isn't much better momentum than in Aya Gold and Silver. I talked about it when it was at the Rural Symposium. That was the #1 silver stock that everybody was talking about. And if you missed this video, hit the subscribe button so you do not miss these videos. You get more information than the mainstream market. You're ahead of the market. So 2 more, real quick. Explorer. Oops, I wanted to get this one. Here we go. Argenta Silver, also at the Rural Symposium. So I met the management of Argenta, and I like these guys. And it's not that they don't know what they're doing. They do, actually. I met them in 2025 in Frankfurt at the Deutsche Goldmesse, so quite early. And the share price has down. Well, the share price then was like, I think, 24, 25 cents. But, so they have a big, big silver project in Argentina, and they always kind of they're very popular with some of the investor base in silver because they kind of get put into this, oh, it's the next Abra Silver. Well, it's completely different stage. The silver project of Argenta looks great so far, but it's early stage. And they're going to need a lot of money to make it happen. And they're going to dilute the bajingas out of the shareholders. And that I do not like. And as you can see, okay, we jumped above the 50-day, the purple line. That's nice. But the upside is kind of limited, right? We got the 200-day. That's not that far off. We got the long-term downtrend. Look at the difference. First Majestic, downtrend broken. Aya, we don't even talk about them. They don't even have a downtrend because all-time highs. And silver, all broke the downtrend. Argenta is still in the downtrend. Right? This tells you something. So I'm personally not that big a fan. You might have a different opinion and might buy it up, but I know this is a really popular stock and I just wanted to give you my opinion about it. I think the upside here is not as good as it is with some of the other silver stocks. Now, the last one, a turnaround story. I am a shareholder of Santacruz Silver, so full disclosure, this one looks super good. Right? As you can see, it already broke the 200-day moving average, way ahead of the market. We love this. We love the mining companies that show us relative strength, like the Ayas, right? Because what happens, especially when we see bearish to bullish reversals, early stage, strength comes to strength. The good companies, the strong companies, they get bought up first. This is a turnaround story. Silver projects, South America, they are highly, highly sensitive to the silver price. So, because they have a cost problem, well, cost problem is not true. They did a turnaround. They were able to reduce the costs quite significantly, but they're still not really as low as they usually are in Latin America. So when the silver price goes up, obviously their profits jump. This one, if you believe in the silver price going up, is really interesting. Now, they also need to buy a project or two to ensure future growth down the road, because at some point the turnaround story is going to play itself out. But as a swing trade, yes, please. This looks great. I mean, what more do you want? Above the 50-day, above the 200-day, jumped above it yesterday. Downtrend's broken, and you see in the middle of the chart how dynamic this stock moves when the silver price goes up. So that's it for today. A lot of information to digest. Once again, if you have not signed up for the newsletter, link is in the comments. It's free. We're not going to spam you. I think you will get great value for free out of this video that I'm going to post for the newsletter this weekend. We're going to see us tomorrow. Man, the bear market is over. Feels kind of good. Have a great day. We see us tomorrow. Bye-bye.